Well done, Hristo. I wouldn't describe it as a... Thank you very much, Nick. I wouldn't describe it as a great sort of masterpiece. Well, it's very nice as a type of exercise. But we ought to try and make the most out of it. I think, well, basically a piece like that, Hristo, if we miss articulation, is a little bit dead, because we cannot look for anything more. So I was missing, sometimes there were some notes that there were a little bit in between. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially when, already in things apparently simple, but many times, you know, when you want to joke in a competition, you say, well, it would be enough to play a C scale really clean to understand, you know, if a player is good or not. So it's a little bit the case, this one. Apart a few passages where, of course, there are difficult positions that absolutely, that they came out not bad at all. Sometimes I missed some clarity, you know what I mean, just in simple things. So let's go through, for instance, just a very simple scale. So, so don't sort of subintend too much the notes in the middle. I mean, because that's the piece, you know what I mean? Then we might eventually push it a little more. Well, I'm thinking a little. I think it would get eventually probably more interesting as a thing. But let's keep it at the tempo you practice it now. Let's try just the first two opening scales. They look very simple. But, you know, since is everything based on that, they become difficult, you know what I mean? Because there's nothing else than absolutely making them like pure crystal, you know what I mean? So let's try the beginning, and then I'll stop you when I feel we need something more. Eh? Yeah, I think I can see it visually. It needs, don't try and smoothen the scale. Cioè ti ti ta ti ta ti ta ti. You know what I mean? Cioè the change of position should be quick. Cioè I can see visually it's a little bit too gentle the moment. Ti ti ta ti ta ti ta ti ta and not ti ta ya, because that means that the one on the fourth finger will be slightly, you know, in the middle of the note. So let's try ti 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 ti. Like Vivaldi a bit, you know what I mean? Yeah, that was okay. The first, even the second change in the same way. The second change already has become softer. Let's try that. That's getting to the point that I mean. You know? Let's try once more, Hristo. Now, on top of this left hand, you can give a direction with the bow. Yes, the bow can flow, but the left hand, no. The left hand must be strict. You know what I mean? Okay, once more. That's better. We are getting now. They were clear. Now they were clear. So we can carry on. Last time, and you go on. So practically, all the times you find the scale, think to that, to really make it clear in all the small notes in the middle, because that's the essence of the piece. I missed a bit of F sharp. Fa, mi, re. That one, you sort of, because you made rightly a dynamic, and that's nice. But that doesn't correspond to a relax of the left hand. Even if you make a dynamic piano, keep the left hand tonic. Eh? Just the second time, from the top scale, from the D. You know? Yes, and then. I mean the low F sharp. No, that one was okay. That one, yeah, she's not even in tune. Yeah, it was too much sort of in the middle. Like a cembalo type of key. But last time the down scale from D. Yeah, without becoming a sort of too complicated, but just clear. But now it's okay. Exactly. And then we carry on. Oh, we can go. Yes, we carry on. Good, much better. Fantasy. Yeah, now this is a musical thing. That's working much better because you are thinking, I can feel the left is already. Be careful that it doesn't become. In case is the contrary, either equal, either on the same level or a little less the last one. Or at maximum, but not no, the phrase is on the beat. Don't think it as an upbeat. Don't think tampa. No, think yaradita tim pam paradita tim tam taradita. You simply on the measure. Okay, let's make from that progression. Unfortunately, it's done little things the piece, so we must really try and get out the most from a simple structure. Yes, you can now, you can add a general crescendo. Yatatitatin tam paraditatin tan tiradatan tan tiradita until it gets to the top and then you go down. But you see what I mean? In the crescendo, the last note is always a little less or at maximum equal. Okay? Yes. Good. Maybe, since you got in a cadenza, tan 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 tira di ta ti ta ti ta ta, you might do something before restarting. Tarim pam 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 tira di ta ti ta ti ta ta. So it looks like if you are going to stop, but instead it starts again. But the four notes of the cadenza, tam pam 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 tira di ta ti ta ti ta, that starts. So don't put them too normal. You know what I mean? Don't make them too normal. Yes, just from there. Esatto. Yeah, much better. Yeah, now we are pushing a little bit the tempo, but it was very nice. It doesn't matter if some yaratita tim pam. But you see what I mean? I think a little shorter that one. And then let's make from the new progression, from the low. Yes, exactly. That when it goes in the lows. Yeah. Well, sort of sola, fa sol la sol fa re, sì. Fa sol la sol fa re. Yeah, ta do 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 ya to ti ya ti ta ti ta ti ta ti ta to ti. You know what I mean? The don't put it, don't hide it too much. Let's make the scale. La si do re mi fa sol mi la ra ri ra ri. Be careful to that. Yes, also because like that your ear can see. Yeah, I think even looking at it, Hristo, when you make that fourth, make sure that the second one is really underneath the first one. So if you leave it two as it comes, the second figure will be slightly high, of course, you know what I mean? Because so when you make a fourth position like that, the second one should be. So you should stretch a little bit the first one and crook a little bit the second. You know what I mean? Because if you leave them like that, you have a false interval. Yeah. So let's make it slightly slower, maybe for that one. And just concentrate on that jump. You see how much you had to correct them. Obviously, that's right. Because if you don't think to that, it will be false. So the solution is not to hide it. We must correct it, okay? Let's try once more, it will be much better. Yeah, exactly. I think basically you should correct the second one. You shouldn't think too much of stretching the first. The first one is just in its place. It's the second one that has to go lower down. It's like if now you are thinking to the right position of the second, and you are putting the first as a consequence. So you should put the first in the right place, and the second one, it should have a correction. Exactly. So don't think too hard about the E, but just the A that has to be corrected. Last time, slightly slower, and we go on. That's better. Maybe next time will be perfect. I think we can deal with another one, and that will be it. It was nearly good. That was much better. Yeah, now in tempo, let's try in tempo. Tia, ta, ta, tia, ti, ta, ti. Comunque the E was okay now. Good. Very good. Next one. I think we must put some sort of dynamic there. Well, try and put the dynamics you think they are right, and we see what it comes out from your taste, right? The C, it needs to be checked twice, also because you are not on your bass. So that's bad. The only doubt I got, I'm probably in the original there is no trace of dynamics, probably. But with this type of piano there, probably we should think differently that one, like a sort of crescendo thing, because otherwise it gets piano again too soon. Try and sing and then you go. Let's try that dynamic. So, like reinforce it. I mean, we have two choices. Either we go lower or we go higher. So in this case, with the piano after, we may try and go at a higher dynamic. Let's make once more. So re mi fa sol from there. Now think to a crescendo. So we make an echo here. Now careful. Let's check this one. What dunque? Yeah. You could try, if that annoys you, you could try and even change position in the middle. You could do this. I mean, to sort of put the thumb in the position of the G for once, you know, to avoid this. Do. I think this will work. You see what I mean? It's the second bar you go with the thumb on the G. Again, like both times. Let's try that slowly. Is this one, I think, the bar, no? Wait, these two. Well, it's the first one, because the second one doesn't need, because the second time you have a... then you are okay. It's just on the first bar, the second G, I think, should be thumb. Let's try it from there. Yes, you see what I mean, Hristo? With a little bit of practice, then you'll avoid that shift, and that is going to come out. So we do from there and we go on. Yeah, now take your time. You can even wait a little bit on the beginning. Nobody's rushing you, so that will be clear. Last time from the B arpeggiato, yeah. Yes. And what about if we make it sound slightly brighter? I would say second and first, Hristo, yeah. It's not a great problem, you know what I mean? So you can make from the F sharp, maybe. No, because you were here, you see. Stay there. Then there are many ways, but the simplest is probably, or even, you can even stay in some position. That's a little bit unnatural. Why to go? I mean, sometimes we have to, but in this case, I think it's nicer because you are ready. You are already on that position there. So let's do from the B. Let's try this position. Yes. Stay there. Now change position. Well, it should be, isn't it? Is a B, is a C, no? Is a C. So, yes, it was a little flat. But you see what I mean? I would stay in that position. So that, and then you start again. But that's the same, so we can skip to that bar. You can make it, the answer can be in piano, but basically it's the same music. But let's do from this part. Re, si, so, si, re, fa, re, si. Re, si, so, re, fa, Yes, sir. Let's carry on a bit more. Yeah, the only thing I would tell you, probably you could give a higher direction toward ya da di da dam pam ya da da di da 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 di ya da da di da da ya da 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 da. I would add to the dynamic. I would add a crescendo towards the fourth bar. You would maybe, if you want to play once more with that. So okay, forte, eco, mezzo forte crescendo. I would say. Yeah, cioè forte there. Okay, a little. Eco there, piano, okay, but there I would make sort of mezzo forte crescendo toward the fourth bar. Let's try that way, I think it will work better. Now go toward this. Check this fifth, that are not properly in place. Let's make from the, well, that's another page of the, it may be a little comma would work well there. I'm sort of putting it together with you, no, but no. 3. was thinking you could characterize a bit also when you play piano, make them shorter. So let's close an episode there, and then we start a new one. Eh? Okay, so let's make from the new one, though, because the time is flowing. So let me say C, so, fa, so. It's the minor part. So. Yeah, it's too flat the F sharper. Questa, no, yes, it's fine. Yes, eccolo. Vai. Good. Be careful with the let's make that with the it's not clear the C, you know, because you know it could also be so make extremely clear the D and the C. Let's make this scale Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Si.
Is it better on one string or does it give the position? Probably it's better.
Well, let's see what you are going to do there. Because you wanted to go. Let's see. Maybe if you make a diminuendo and you go piano after, that could be better. Come la facevi lì? But that's like yeah, we must make sure there once more. But you always think the first one more important. Ecco. Something like that. I think it's a passage where you should also change type of bows a little bit to make it a little. Let's not forget it's a prelude of a fantasia. So it's something that you should sort of be slightly creative. You know, and that's a typical passage when they keep going with the arpeggiatos. That one is so don't feel sort of obliged to stay strictly in tempo. Let's see what it can come out from your fantasy. Okay. I hear, allora, so let's equalize it a little bit. I hear too much of I need to hear more the top note. That one needs to be slightly pulled out from the other note. So let's try once more and that will be okay. Yes, yes, much better. Yeah. Well, that's not a problem, this was the wrong note. Better. Let's make from the little cadenza. That was much better and much nice. So remember that to sort of make some fantasy out of it. So let's make it. So how to make the trillo? Like a syncope. So like if it was like that, and the trillo is on the syncope. So that gives. So you may figure it like a syncope, where the first note of the trillo is the first 16th note, no? And the trill is on the 8th note, and probably is enough 3 or 4 oscillations. It's like a double mordente. So in this repertoire, the trillo should always be measured. Then when you get in romantic music and arpeggio Schubert, well, it's different. But in this sort of, in Baroque and even in classic period, very often you should find a measurement of how many notes are in this trillo. And usually it's with the, you should, usually you fill the gaps. So you see, I've got a gap there. You see? There is a gap here. So I fill it with the appoggiatura. So I avoid this. Capisci? So you, it's finished? Okay. Well, make a nice cadenza and we make it. Yes, let's try just that, 30 seconds. That's it, Hristo, that's it. And whenever you find trillos like that, you play in this way in this repertoire, okay? Thank you very much. Bene, dai.